Alright, so set number 2. This is about a football league and points awarded to them. So there are 6 teams participating in it, and every team plays with every other team. Totally there are 5 matches played because there are 6 teams total. Some data is missing from the table, so let's take a look at the table. We have this table, SG, KW, so a lot of names given to us. Everybody played 5 matches because everybody plays with the other 5 teams, and the points are given to us. So a win gives us 3 points, a draw gives us 1 point, and a loss gives you 0 points, right? Apart from this, we also have some information. It is given that if two teams are tied on equal points, then the team that won the match between the two is ranked higher, right? And if there is still a tie, then the team with higher goal difference will be given the higher points. It is known that Roaring Lions won its match against Night Warriors. So Roaring Lions greater than Night Warriors, which means Roaring Lions won against Night Warriors. That is the way I'm writing it. That's my way of representing. Mighty Heroes did not draw. It is not equal to Night Warriors. Equal to means it's my way of saying draw, but I'm not equal to means they have not drawn, which means it's either a win or a loss. If 3 teams are tied on equal points, the team that won the maximum number of matches out of the 3 matches played among these teams will be ranked higher. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's start with this information, and I have a simple table figured out or written like this. So let's fill in the information. RL wins against KW. So the way I will write this is RL against KW, it's a win, which means diametrically symmetrical will be KW loss to RL. So the way to read it is horizontal. Okay, horizontally you will be reading what happened. KW wins or loses against RL. So KW loses against RL. RL wins against KW. That's the way to read it. So horizontally, if you're reading, you will get to know what happened to the team. And the other thing which is given to us is MH did not draw with KW. So if you look at MH and KW, it is either a win or a loss, and symmetrically it will be loss or a win. Now start with Super Jains. Super Jains get 15 points, which means 5 into 3 is 15. All matches are won by KW. So KW won all their matches, winning. Sorry, not KW. What is that? Super Jains, right? Super Jains won all their matches. So Super Jains gets 5 wins. Win, 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 win. So symmetrically, this will be a loss, 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 loss. Because everybody will be losing to SG. Now, if you look at this Ultra Kings lost everything. So Ultra Kings loses everything. So symmetrically, it will be a win here, win here, win here, and a win here. Now, if you're looking at, let's say, Night Warriors. If you're looking at Night Warriors, 7. Now, we already have a win here, and we have 2 losses. So, we have 3 points. Already we got 3 points for Night Warriors. 3 plus 4 I need. So, the only way it can happen is 1 more win and 1 more loss. 1 more win and 1 more draw. 3 plus 1. That is the only way in which you can get 7 because already 1 win is there. So now, if you notice, this is not a draw and I need a draw for Night Warriors. So the only way this can happen is if this is a draw. So symmetrically, this will be a draw. Now I need a second win, which means out of this win-loss, it should be a win. The other one, so this should be a win for sure. If this is a win, then automatically here, the symmetrical one will become a loss. It will be a loss, right? So this Night Warriors is taken care of. Let's take a look at your Shining Star. Shining Star total is 4. We already have a draw and a win. So draw plus win is 1 plus 3, 4, which means the others are losses. So symmetrically, this is a win and this is a win. And now, if you are looking at RL, Roaring Lions, we still don't know because there is one thing which is unknown, but we can look at the Mighty Heroes. The Mighty Heroes have total 7. We already got 2 wins. The only way in which you can get 7 is by having a draw here, which means this should also be a draw and the table is completed. So you have 15 points here. You have total 15 here. You have total 7 here. You have total 0 here. Total 7 here. 4 here. And RL is a total of 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 plus 1, 10. That's your table, right? Let's move ahead now. So these are the questions. Let's take one question after the other. How many matches are won by the Roaring Lions? So Roaring Lions, we can see it has won 3 matches, right? We can, if you remember the table, you can see from the table here, Roaring Lions has won 1, 2, and 3 matches. So that's your answer. Next, if the Surya Football League have a 7th team which lost to Super Giants and Night Warriors but won all other teams in the first round, then which team would be ranked third on the points? So we have to draw the table again. So this is a table if you notice, and we have a 7th team. So this question mark, we know the answer now. This is 3 wins. This is 3 wins. So total is 10 points, 3 wins plus 1 draw. Now, if you look at Surya Football League has the 7th team Dazzling Tigers. So I will put DT here. And the question says it lost to Super Giants and Night Warriors. So Super Giants it lost and Night Warriors it lost. That's it. It lost to Super Giants and to Night Warriors. So and won against everybody else. So it wins everybody else. Win, win, win. Now, if I put the DT here, symmetrically I should get everything else. So if this is a win, and it will win here also, obviously. So this will be a win here. Sorry, this will be a loss there. My bad. It's symmetrically opposite. So this will be a loss, 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 win, and win. This is how it will be. So now the question is, which team would be ranked third on the points table? So what are the total points now? This total points will be 15 plus 3, 18. The total points here will be 7 plus 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. The total points here will still be 0. The total points here will be 7 itself. And here the total points will be, once again, it will remain 4. And the total points here will be 1, 2, 3. Yes, this will remain 10. And here you will get 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. That is 4 3s are 12. So who is third? This is first. This is first. This is second. Now the question is, there are 2 10s. So we have a rule. What does the rule say? If there is a tie between 2 people, then whoever won between those 2 teams match will be called as the better team. So between KW and RL, let's see who won. KW and RL. KW and D. KW and RL. Where is KW? RL. RL is here. So KW lost to RL. KW lost to RL, which means KW is lesser than RL. So RL will be third and KW will be fourth. That's your answer. The answer is Roaring Lions. The answer here will be Roaring Lions, option C. Right? Let's move on to the next question. At the end of the first round matches, what was the sum of points of all the teams taken together? So that's quite easy. We can look at the total points here on the left hand side. This is what we have. So 15 plus 7, 22, 22 plus 7, 29, 29 plus 4, 33, 33 plus 10 is 43. So that's an easy question. The total is 43, option B. Next, if a 7th team, once again this Dazzling Tigers, lost to Super Giants and Roaring Lions, but won against Ultra Kings and Shining Stars, thereby leading to a draw of the remaining 2 matches of the first round, then which team would be ranked third after the end of the first round? Once again, we have to do the same table creation, which we already have. We have 10 points here. We have this Tigers here. Now let's fill up what is happening with respect to the Tigers. So this is a cross here. Okay, so lost to Super Giants and Roaring Lions. So Super Giants lost and Roaring Lions lost, right? And won against Ultra Kings and Shining Stars. So Ultra Kings win, Shining Stars win, and it drew the other 2 matches. So what is the total here? The total here is 3 plus 3, 6, 7 and 8. The total here is 8. So let's go ahead anyway and mark the others. So if there's a loss here, there's a win here. Win means loss, draw is draw, win means loss, draw is draw, loss means win. So now the team becomes 18 here. The team here becomes 7 plus 1, 8. The team here remains 0. This team becomes 7 plus 1, 8. This team here becomes total of 4. The team here becomes 10 plus 3, 13. And the team here becomes a total of, once again, 8. So we have 3 8s. Now what is the question? Which team would be ranked third after the end of the first round? Once again, we have to look at the third. So now if you remember, this is the first, obviously. This first. This is second. And there are 3 teams at third. Now the rule for when there are 3 teams is among these three teams, whoever wins the higher number of matches between these three teams. So we need KW versus, so if you look at KW won against, I need to look at only these three teams, KW, MH and DT. So KW and MH. So KW won how many? KW wins against MH, yes. KW and then next is DT. What happens to DT? KW, DT, it is draw. So win and one draw, right? Similarly, if you look at MH, what happened MH and KW? MH, KW is a loss. MH, DT is a draw. And similarly, if you look at DT, what happened? DT and KW. DT, KW is a draw. And DT, MH is a draw. So among these three, who won the maximum? KW. So KW will be put in the third position. KW will be put in the third position. So the answer is KW, Night Warriors, option A. Right? Moving on to the ninth one. At most, how many matches were drawn in the first round of the Surya Football League? And we know the correct answer for that. If you look at the table, we can see original table: 1 draw, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 draws, which means 2 matches. Remember, every match will give you 2 teams getting a draw. So 4 teams got a draw. So 2 matches ended in a draw. So that answer is option B. It's a simple one. Right? Moving on to question number 10. If the record of Dazzling Tigers, once again we have a Dazzling Tiger, which is the 7th team. So DT is here. So I will write DT here. And of course, there will be a cross here. Then how many of the 7 teams could be placed second in the ranking? Now, if DT loses all matches, clearly SG will get 18. And your RL is already 10. So 10 will become 13. And everything else will increase by 3. So this is 10, 3, 10, 7. So RL can become second. Correct? Simple. Now, if DT wins all the matches, so let's take another scenario. I'm looking at case after case. Can I make each team get second? That's the criteria. If DT wins all the matches, which means DT will become 6 3s are 18 points. SG and everybody else lost, which means they will remain as it is. So this is 15, 7, 0, 7, 4, and 10, which means clearly SG is second. So SG can come second. Okay. Now, can DT itself come second? Yes. Let's see. If DT is coming second, it means it should be getting less than 15. So what happens if DT wins 4 matches? If DT wins 4 matches, 4 3s are 12 points. Right? So DT wins 4 matches. Let's say it has won against RL. So RL will remain 10. And it has won against MH, which means MH will remain 7. KW, it will remain 7, but lost against SG. So SG is going to 18. And DT has won 4 matches. So it has lost here. So it will get 3 points. And let us say it has won here. So this will remain 4. So if you notice, it has won against RL. It has won against MH. It has won against SS, and it has won against KW. So totally it has got 4 matches. So 4 3s are 12 points. So in this case, first is your SG, second is your DT. So DT itself can become second. Now let's see what else. So we have as of now 3 of them who can become second. So what all we have seen? This is 10 points. DT can become second. RL can come second. SG can come second. This is what we have seen. Now anybody else? So let's see, can MH or KW come second? So let's take a look at it. If I say DT won in such a way that MH became 10 points and SS let's say became 7 points and RL remained as 10, UK became 3 points, KW remained 7, and SG became or remained 15, or it became 18, doesn't matter. So how many matches basically DT won? It has lost here, because if SG is increasing, it means DT has lost. If it is remaining the same, it means DT has won. So won, then lost, then lost, then lost, and then won. So DT has won 2 games. So DT will get 6. In such a scenario, SG is first. Now there is a tie between MH and RL. Now can MH win now? Let's take a look at what happens between MH and RL. So between MH and RL, there is a draw. MH and RL game is a draw. Now, if there is a draw in the winning, then it will be decided based on the goal difference, and it is possible that information is not given to us. So it is possible that MH may have a higher goal difference and it can win. So the possibility exists. So MH can come second. So we have four people who can come second as of now. So DT second, RL second, MH second, SG second. Now the question is, can KW also come second? Definitely UK cannot come second, SS cannot come second. Okay, because we already have a 10 points here. So SS maximum it can go up to 7. Even if it goes to 7, there is a 10 and there is a 15 above it. So it cannot come second. So obviously UK cannot come second. Now the only question is 1-7 can become 10 and we saw it can win and came second. The other 7 also can it go to 10 and become 7. That's what we need to look at. So if this is going to 10 and let's say this remains as it is and MH also goes to 10. So DT should be less than, so DT loses here, DT loses here, DT wins here. And let's say DT, this becomes 7, so DT loses here, and this becomes 18, so DT loses here. So DT lost 4 matches or 5 matches totally. And let's say this also is becoming 3, so DT has lost here. So DT lost 5 matches, it is one match, so it is at 3. So now this is first. Now there's a competition between these 3 people for second. Can KW win in such a case? Now look at KW. When there is a tie between 3 people, KW has 1. So what are the 3 people? KW, MH and RL. So KW and MH. What happened to KW and MH? KW, MH, it's a win, and KW, RL, it's a loss. We already did this in the previous question. So MH and KW. MH and KW is a loss. MH and RL is a draw. And if you're looking at RL and KW is a win. And RL and MH. Where is MH? Yes, is a draw. Okay, so the one who KW is a win and a loss and a draw, win and a draw. So let's take a look at the statement that's been clearly given to us in the beginning. So yeah, so we have this here. If 3 teams are tied on equal points, the team that won the maximum number of matches out of the 3 players played against these 3 will be ranked higher. So who won the maximum number of matches in this particular question? Its draws are not taken into account. Maximum number of matches are only taken into account. Okay, so you can see this is 1 win, this is 0 wins, and this is 1 win again. So we have win and win. Now, if there is a draw between the number of wins, again, then it will be the goal difference. So therefore, KW can win using the goal difference between RL. So KW can come second. So totally we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 teams that can end up second. So the answer is value 5.